So good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome all the attendees of this session. Today, we will explore the critical develop tools that streamline workflow, improves collaboration, and the delivery of high-speed software. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Anshu Sharma, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, with over 15 years of teaching experience and more than a decade of research expertise. Dr. Sharma has published over 50 research papers in reputed journals. Her extensive teaching career spans various prestigious institutes where she has monitored countless students. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Gurmeet Singh, expert Sabia with 5 years of corporate experience. Now, I would also welcome admission nominee in this webinar, Dr. Kavisha Dokal, assistant professor with over 10 years of teaching experience and a passion for research. Dr. Dugal is PhD in fascinated field of gamification. Her impressive track records includes over 12 international publications with the Best Smart Education Award from the Ministry of Urban Affairs. Before we proceed further in today's session, I want to request everyone, if you have any questions or doubts, you can write them in the chat box and I will try to address them. Now, I would like to hand over things to Dr. Anshu Sharma and Mr. Gurmeet Singh. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Simit ma'am. So yeah, I think I can take over and start with the session. So meanwhile, more students will join, and let me share my screen. Simit ma'am, if you can confirm my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everybody. So as ma'am told, my name is Gurmeet Singh. So today the topic will be the DevOps tool. So for sake of ease, as you guys are just out of the 12th class, so I have chosen the tool as GitHub because it is all-in-one tool for let it be your CI/CD tasks, the basic DevOps stuff, collaboration. Okay, so I'll be giving a complete overview of this tool and how you can quickly get started with this tool. So here I am on the github.com, as you can see on the homepage. So these days, everywhere they have just ingested AI, right? So like that here also they have, made use of AI to make the coding experience much easier than before. Okay, so I will not talk much about this, but let's just quickly sign in and see what it has to offer. So here, first of all, you need to create an account. It's an open source website completely free for you to use. Okay, it's not open source, I would say directly, since it is owned by Microsoft now. Earlier days, it used to be open source. But it still gives you everything for free. You can do the entire collaboration among the development team for free. Okay. So here I have already created my account, so I'll just sign in. So it's asking me for two-factor authentication. I will say, remind me tomorrow. So this is how, by default, the dashboard, the interface of GitHub looks like. So for the first time, people who might not be aware of GitHub, what exactly it is, I'll just give a quick overview. Okay. So in organizations, right, when you start working for some organization, let it be any company, any software development company, there you have to work along with multiple people. You don't have to work on a single file or, on a single snippet of code. Multiple people have to work on different files, right? You might be working on one file, the other person might be working on the another file, but at the end, you have to collectively work for one website, one software at a time, right? So all this collaborative development has to be done using some tool, right? You cannot do like, things like you save the file on your computer, you copy, paste it in your pen drive, you send it to other person. You cannot incorporate like that. Okay, so in such cases, you need some collaboration tool. And GitHub is one of such collaboration. So there are many other tools like Bitbucket, okay, GitLab. So there are many other tools, but the most popular till date, which the biggest of the organization possible, the Fortune 500 companies are also using. Okay, nobody is neglecting GitHub. So here there are some terminologies that you need to learn. But first of all, I'll tell you the most basic thing that is called a repository. Okay, so if you see here, when I click on this new button, here you see a new button after you log in to GitHub. Okay. So when I click on new, here it is showing my username. It's Sci-Fi Gurmeet as of now. So here, when you will create your account, your name, your picture will come. You can set your picture in this particular tool. But then you get the option of repository name. Okay. So a repository is like, one place where you store your code. Okay. It's like one place like where you have to store entire of your code repository, not the build. See, code and build of a software are two different things. I will talk later about these things, but just understand repository like a box, a place where multiple developers can, place their code. Okay. So here, let me put, let's say Edu-Webinar. Okay. I just put this name. So it is available. It's like any other social media website where you have to check whether your username is available or not. But most of the usernames will be available because it is, further prefixed using your username of the GitHub account. Okay. So here you can add some description. This is just for the tutorial, the webinar. Okay. And then you have the option of public and private repo. So private and public, as clear by the name, public repo, anybody on the internet would be able to see the code or whatever you put inside your repository. With private, you can select which set of people you want to show the code, okay, and which set of people you want to collaborate with. So in corporate, since most of the codes are, secret, or would say, you would not like to share it with the rest of the world, since it's a competitive environment, right? So you mostly create the private repos. But when you are working in an open source collaborative environment, when you want to share with the world whatever you want, right? So you usually choose the public repo option. And then here we have an option whether you want to include a README file. So README file is a basic introduction file. So I'll say yes. And then you can choose the license. For example, I'll currently choose none. So this is just for testing purposes. Then after filling this form, I'll just click on the create repository option. So here we are. Here you see, this is our repo. All the files that are inside it will appear here. Currently, there is only one file, readme.md. MD stands for markdown. Okay. So if I open it, it's just one line of code written over here. So what I will do over here is, just give me one moment. Yeah. So over here, I will simply click on this edit this file button. And here you can write whatever you want. Let's say I will write, this is just another heading. This is just some more text. Okay. And then here you get an option of comment. So when working in corporate, we do not push full file code at once. We push change by change. We push the code change by change. Okay. So for example, here, whatever I added, you see it appeared here because this is the README file. So whenever we open some GitHub repository or some page, the by default, whatever you write appears here. Okay. But we are talking about, let's say some code, actual code. So let's try to build some program first of all and try to push it within our GitHub. Okay. So let me search Google itself, online Python compiler. Okay. So hope you are able to see. Ma'am, can you confirm if you are able to see my this tab?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's there. Sir, am I audible?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
I think there's some technical glitch. You can just restart your
Okay, I'll just resume my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible again.
Yes, now it is visible.
Okay, perfect. So guys, as I was saying, so I've just written a simple print statement. This is a print statement coming out of the Python script. Okay, so if I run this, you will see it is just coming. Okay, so let me make it a little bit, some logicful. Let's do a summation. And then printing the result. Okay, so this is a very simple Python program I've executed. So, but let's say this code is being written by some student A or some colleague A of viewers working in some company. Now, what I will do over here is in this particular code repo, I will click on add file. So currently I'm showing you everything in the GitHub UI, but there are many more ways in DevOps to push your code into your particular repository. So here I will click on create new file. And then here I will paste the code, and let's name this file sum.py since it's a Python file. So the extension is .py. Then I will commit the changes. So committing the changes. Now, commit is a very important term when we talk about the source code management or GitHub, or any other tool. So committing means you are making some change in the file. It could be a delete change also. It could be adding change also. So currently we are creating a new file and as well as adding some content inside it. Okay. So that's why also it is a commit. So here you can write anything. My first program, let's say, and then here you can add some extended description if you want. And then you click on commit changes. Now see, here you see the file is coming. If I go here, you will see the file is coming and I can view that file also. But what make this tool interesting is not this. I will show you what make this tool interesting. It is this commits part. So you see here my first program. So in corporate, let's say multiple people are working on the same program. If somebody do a mess, right? Somebody makes some mistake, then everything will be tracked. So that is one of the benefits of the DevOps tool GitHub. Okay. For example, I push this change. Let's say some other person of my team working in my same team. What he or she do, just for fun or whatever, they mess up with my code. Okay. They subtracted -1 just to show some wrong answer. Then they commit the code. Okay. So what happens is, in such cases, you can see the change over here. Okay. And you can compare. It will show you the comparison. What was before and what is now after. You see that this person at this particular time added this particular addition. Okay. So every change is tracked with this, hexadecimal string. So this way, nothing remains untracked. Okay. So that is the major benefit of this tool, because every time you need to make sure that there is a history of the things, right? So that next time something went wrong. So now let's say this is a public program and this is wrong. It will give the wrong answer. 10 plus 20, it will give 29, because here we are subtracting 1 also with the answer, right? So it is also necessary, to use these tools because it is easy for us to change back to the old things. Now let's say I want to move back. Okay, I want to move back. I will show you another tool which is called GitHub Desktop, which is just another way of using, this particular tool, nothing else. Okay. No need to bother about what I am doing as of now, but just showing you this is just another way of, managing the GitHub site. So I will show you. So here I can see history. Just 1 second. So you can see history. Here we have added this change. Let's say I'm not happy. I'm the manager of the team and I'm not happy with this particular change. What I can do is I can right click. I will say revert changes in the commit. And then I will say push changes. So this way, whoever messed up with the code, whoever made the wrong changes to the code, the changes are reverted back. Okay. So if I check over here again, you see the wrong code is now neglected because we have reverted. And the revert change is also, there in the form of a comment that we have redo the change which was wrong. Okay. So this way we ensure that we ensure everything goes in a good way to our production environments. Apart from that, also GitHub is used in, for many more purposes. This is just one very basic example. You can see issues, pull requests, actions. There are many things. Okay. But not in the scope of this webinar as of now. But I will show you some real repos. Okay, some real repos. So, you might have heard of this very popular tool called React. Okay, this is used for web applications development as well as for mobile application development. So since it is an open source tool, it is hosted on GitHub by Facebook. Okay, so you can see the code of entire thing here. You see, some files are modified 5 years ago, some files are modified 5 days ago also. So here also you see 18,808 commits. You see how many people are committing, how many developers of there are committing. This also doesn't mean that anybody can commit to the repo. It's a public repo. Everybody can see it. But only people which Facebook has given the right, to write down the code can only modify this code. Okay, guys. I hope everybody is following me, and do let me know if anyone is having any questions in between also. Okay. I can see many participants joined. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. There's a chat option over there. So if you have any questions or if you want me to cover a very specific topic in this regard, please feel free to tell. Okay. So here, let me try to open one of the, commits. You see, similar way, they have made changes. Okay. So this is for change management, and every company in the world, every good IT company in the world is following such tools. Okay. Hope I'm very clear. Okay, perfect. So now coming to the next thing. Here, there is a concept of branches. Now let's say I am the manager in a company. I have two developers. Okay. One is X, one is Y developer. Now I ask both the developers to build the same feature, but I will implement in my app only which will be the good one. So in such cases, I don't want to affect my main code. I can create branches. Okay. For example, here, what I will do is, I will show you in this particular tool itself. I will click on new branch. Let's say X person. And then I will create branch. So what it will do, it will create a copy of the entire code in another folder or another place. Okay. There's a main branch where is the main code which is going to the customers. And then here is the X person branch. Whatever we can commit there, it will not go to the main branch unless or until the manager want, unless or until I want. Okay. Similarly, I can create new branch. Let's say Y person. So X person can work on that code irrespective of Y person. Y person can work on the code irrespective of the X person. Okay. If I refresh over here, here also you will see these branches, X person and Y person. Okay. So if I open X person and then I open some.py file, and let me try to make the, some change. Let me add simply another print statement. X person added this. Okay. So it will be committed in the X person branch. It will, this code, you see, this code will not go in the main branch. If I click on main, it will not go in the main branch. You see, here the code is not there. Okay. Here the code is not there. It is in another branch, which is created by X person. Similarly, Y person can also do something. Okay. But now let's say the manager compare the code of X person and Y person, then only the code that he likes or seems to be suitable for the company, for the customer, then only it will be done. So here you see a person, here you see, a snippet. It's saying X person had pushes some changes. Similarly, when there are multiple developers working on the same thing, the changes are being pushed, okay, by the multiple people. So let me click on compare and pull requests. So here you see, it's showing you an option that whether you want to push the changes from X person branch to main person branch. Okay. So here it will also show the changes. What are the changes? The X person added this. So this way, the team lead, the manager, whoever is managing the code in the company, like the code, they can make sure they only push that change. So when I create the pull request, a request for the manager will be generated automatically. And then if I click on merge, commit merge, then the changes will be moved from the X person branch to the main branch. You see, now the changes are added here. So this is how the collaboration happen at the industry level. Okay, using the DevOps tool, GitHub. So whenever we start working with CI/CD pipeline, DevOps pipeline, and many further complex, topics in the DevOps, the first tool that is being taught is GitHub. The first thing that is taught is collaboration, commits. Okay. And now let's say I will tell you another option in GitHub called fork. Here is fork. Let's say I will go back to the original repo of React. Okay. Let's say this is an open source tool. What do we mean by open source tool? Anybody can modify it, use it the way he or she likes, right? So let's say I want to make this tool better. What I can do is I can click on fork. So it will create a local copy of the same repo in my portfolio, and then I can modify the tool the way I like. Okay. It's like it's like, just assume that there is a original open source repo called browser. Google cloned it to create Google Chrome. Firefox cloned it to create, Mozilla cloned it to make Firefox, and then Microsoft cloned it to make Microsoft Edge. But the base thing, it is the browser. So similarly, I cloned from the React. I can make whatever the changes I want, and I can also suggest Facebook to make these changes, because when we are working in a collaborative environment, we can suggest the open source holders that this way also the things can be changed. Okay, so this is another thing. And then another one interesting thing that I wanted to show is called GitHub Actions. This is another concept of DevOps and another popular tool replacement for the thing called Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins is a very popular DevOps tool, and GitHub Actions is a complete modern replacement for that. Okay, so I will let me go again to our Edu-Webinar tool. So here is the tool. Now, if I have to run this code, either I have to run it on some online compiler, right? Or I have to copy paste this on my PC. But I want GitHub to check itself whether this code is running or not. Okay, that I can do using actions. So if you click on actions, okay, so I will click on configure. Here in the Python application, it automatically show. So I don't think anything is required over here. So yeah, I think this much is fine. It has just pre-written some code, to set up some Python environment and then to, check. So I can just leave it like that and click on commit changes, commit. It will create a YML file, which is basically a, code file to tell what to test, what to do and all. So if I click on actions, you see there's a pipeline running over here. And if I click on build, you see it is setting up the job, it is installing the dependencies, it is running the file. Okay, it says error. So because I have not set up the requirements.txt file, that's why it is saying error. But my idea is not to show you the error or whether it is capable of running or not. But my idea is to show you that it can run the things over here itself. Okay, let me try to simplify it. Or you can also use AI to quickly write up the YML code, because you need not to bother about anything. So see how to make use of AI also for that, to create a pipeline quickly. So here you see, here in the GitHub workflow, it added me this particular code. I will not bother about that. What I will do is, I will go to ChatGPT. I will say, create a GitHub Actions YML file to run a file in my repo, sum.py, which is not dependent on any modules. Okay, it doesn't require any module. So it will create a simple YML script. Okay, and then it will run the file. Let me try to check whether it works or not. So what I need to do is, I just need to edit my YML file. I will paste the code and then I will commit the changes. Because it is very simple, no rocket science over here. Okay, so then I will again go to actions. So you see another pipeline is running, run some. So you see it executed also. So you see it executed the output 30x% added. You see, so within GitHub, you can run the file without any I mean, your computer resources are not used at all here, right? So you can see the pipeline is passed. So only when your pipeline is passed, the code is further being pushed into the production environment. Okay. So this way, I mean, it's very easy for any business to, be sure that whatever you are pushing, the things are fine. So I believe, since you guys are young, you might be using Instagram or WhatsApp, very popular these days. They are pushing hell lot of changes every day. Every day you even don't notice they're doing how many deployments. So if you are new and you don't know the word of meaning of deployment, so I will explain. Deployment is pushing a new change into an existing environment. So sometimes you see the search button of Instagram is at the bottom, and the next day you see it goes to the top, right? So you see many changes like that happening, silently, so that the people will hardly notice. But as a human, they need to check a lot of code at the back end. But to automate this thing, the DevOps, right, is used. So they automatically build pipelines to ensure automatic checking and all, and it happens using GitHub Actions. Okay, many of the tools, many of the companies are using Jenkins, many of the companies are using Circle CI and many other tools, but the most popular tool these days uses GitHub Actions. Okay, and then talking about the security aspect also and the testing aspect in terms of use cases building also. So there's another scenario that where GitHub has used AI. Okay, it's a thing called Copilot. If you might have heard of Copilot, GitHub Copilot. It will automatic. Let's say you start writing code, you write 3-4 lines. It will automatically suggest you, the next lines of code. I will just give you a quick look on that as well. GitHub Copilot. So this is how, for example, see the person write just the first few lines. I will just refresh it. You see the person line, just the starting line, and it automatically completes the entire set of code. So this is how, and now he tried write the unit test for this particular thing. So it automatically write the unit test to test this particular code also. So these tools are, highly used along with AI. And you see many companies are using it also these days. So you can simply do coding faster. It says 55% faster coding. I would say 90% faster coding. Okay. So I would recommend you, all of you interested in DevOps, go ahead, create your accounts on github.com, and, at least have a look what it feels like, and just try to build anything. Okay. It's very easy. And whenever you go out for interviews, after your graduation, many companies see what you have done on GitHub. So it is a prime necessity for you, to learn GitHub, whether you are going to choose DevOps, whether you are going to choose cybersecurity or any other sort of domain. Okay. Though LP offers multiple sort of domains, still I would recommend, if you're going with computer science, if you want a job in the coming future in the next 4 years, make sure that you learn GitHub. Okay. And with that said, my time is over, I believe. And then I'm open to take any questions from you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I will request Kavisha ma'am to be on screen.
Very good afternoon to all of you. So I think they have got a deep insight about the program DevOps, why you should be going for the DevOps. And let's now peep inside the university and check that where you will be spending your next 4 years, right? It's very important to know about the university, to know about the in and out of the university, where you'll be spending the maximum of the next upcoming time. So if I talk about Lovely Professional University, definitely I'll be discussing about the accreditations and approvals that actually leads to the foundation, right? So talking about the accreditation, LPU has received the highest NAC grade. It is the NAC A++ with the 3.68 score on 4 point. And recently, even the computer science department has been accredited with the NBA also. Very, very prestigious ranking. If I talk about any further accreditations that are required to run a particular program, we have all the necessary accreditations, and we are completely UGC recognized university. And whatever the necessary memberships are required, that are also part of our curriculum. Now, let's talk about a record-breaking placement. When somebody asks me, is it true that your student has got a 3 crore package? Right now, even your students are getting placed at above 50 lakh package. It is absolutely true, my dear students. Whatever we project on our website, there's not even a single flaw in that. right? If I talk about the recent placement of my students, it is 54.75 lakh in Palo Alto. It's 100% true, right? Now, the question comes, how we are achieving that? How we are able to have such good placements, how the computer science is having a 90% placement rate. The reason, similarly, the sir was talking about DevOps. Yes, we are working on a very, very current curriculum. We study the market, we know what is the market trend. We involve the, the business analyst, we involve the top company people and we top institutions. And then we design the curriculum, we revise the curriculum every 6 months. And the moment you step into Lovely Professional University, we start embedding you with the placement route. We define yourself like from the day one. We are making you prepare not only in that, when you enter into third year, now it's time for let's gear up for the placement. It's from the day one when you enter to your classes, we are ready to make you a very well, equipped with the market and very well accompanied what is the requirement in the market, and you'll be taught completely that oriented courses. That is the reason such good placements are taking place in Lovely Professional University, and these are the alumni working in all the top MNCs and the top positions of Lovely Professional University. Now let's talk about the certain rankings that we'll be talking about. The World University ranking has ranked LPU 23rd among top universities, and in talking in the terms of engineering, it's been ranked as 6th. Talking about the World URI ranking has ranked LPU 2nd, and its LPU has secured the global brand of 101 to 200. And of course, there were huge universities that were competing with us, like Oxford University. Now, we are not only talking about good placements, we are not only talking about good infrastructure, we are good in everything. Trust me on that. Our faculty is the best faculty. We have the best of the best curriculum. We are not only focusing on the research like for the postgraduate students, even the first year student with me is involved in the research. That is the reason we have got the Atal ranking of innovation has ranked LPU third, right, in the terms of innovations. That is the level of Lovely Professional University, my dear students. Now, I've already talking about the curriculum, talking about the education. How can I forget about the sports? And we have got tremendous laureates to the whole country. If I talk about LPU has created history, 12 out of 13 LPU students won Olympic medals, 1 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. And congratulations to all. You have made India proud. Even if I talk about, there was the Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad Makkah Sports Trophy. First runners-up was given to Lovely Professional University and was awarded by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And who doesn't know about him? He is part of Lovely Professional University, the student of Lovely Professional University, the Neeraj Chopra, right? I'm sure you all know about him. Now, moving towards this 106th Indian Science Congress was held in Lovely Professional University and was inaugurated by none other than the Honorable PM of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. And you can well imagine, we have all the dignitary part of Lovely Professional University, the Dalai Lama, and the late President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji. We talk about the Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who did this inauguration for LPU Startup School. Gohar Gopal Das ji giving the eminent light about the mental health, about the well-being of the students and staff, right? And who doesn't know about him? He's also associated with Lovely Professional University. We have all the big stars coming to the university: Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone, MS Dhoni, and I've met them. Yes, I have actually met them. Sonam Kapoor, and you name a film star, and we had it in our campus because we definitely believe that there is a recursion that is definitely required, right? And look at this architecture. This is the most Instagrammable place, my dear students. Let's peep inside this, and we have an auditorium with the capacity of 2,500 seats, where the Gohar Gopal Das ji was just giving the, his valuable insights. Then we have a fully equipped labs. We have library, which is operational till 12 midnight, and the ladies, the girls who will be coming to the library late will be accompanied by the female security guards, right? So we definitely take care of your security. We have a uni mall. It's a heart of Lovely Professional University. Let's peep inside it. We have all the basic amenities. Whatever will be required will be available inside the campus. It's a mini city itself, my dear students. We have everything. because we believe that you're coming from different parts of the world to us, and we have to provide you with all the basic amenities that whatever we can do the best. We have the gym facility, we have bowling, we have a hospital with the capacity of 25 beds, right? That is where we stand for. And we have a solar panels. We completely believe that, my dear students, that environment is very important, right? So look at this lovely professional university, the lush green environment. This is your university where you will be spending your next 4 years. Whenever I enter the university, I feel, wow, yes, I am part of this university. Look at this lovely professional university shining and sparkling in the light of moon and stars. And we are completely ragging free campus. I can tell you one thing very, very honestly. See, if I want to, being a lady faculty, I want to enter into the girls' hostel. I cannot. Yes, my dear students, I cannot because I don't have a punch card. The students who have the authority to enter the hostels will be only allowed. And we are very clear about the security, even if it's the male students or it's the female students, everybody. And we have the badminton court, we have shooting range, we have basketball court. You name a sport and we have it in our campus, and we have Asia's largest swimming pool, all-time weather inside the campus. And that is why our students are bringing really great achievements, bringing laurels to the whole country, because we are providing them this kind of a platform. And we do have a study grant. We offer to the study grant top 500 candidates of LPUNES. BTech will be given a grant of 1 lakh rupees. If it is for the IIT, if you go to IIT or NIT, we do offer that, right, my dear students? Now let's go and talk about the fee and the scholarship. What you need to do is you need to type here LPU, my mistake, LPU.in. The website will open. You can even check on your phones. Then you need to go to the admissions. In admissions, you can check your regular program, or you are going for a work integrated program, industry collaborative program. Here we are talking about the industry collaborative program. So we'll be scrolling for the industry collaborative program, and let's talk about this particular program. I've already scanned it. So when we're talking about a particular program, DevOps, BTech Computer Science Engineering, DevOps, Software Development and IT Operations, without any doubt, I completely agree to what Sir has told, that DevOps is the future. There is no second thought about it. And when I'm talking about the eligibility of this particular program, we are talking about pass with 60% aggregate marks in your 10+2 with physics, maths, and English, or the equivalent subject. Along with that, you need to qualify LPUNEST or CUT or JEE, right, from phase 2 onwards. My dear students, I really want to tell you one thing. We have already, if I talk about the fee and scholarship, it will completely depend upon you. Right now, we have already into this where the fee is completely depending upon you. If you take the admission before 5th of June, my dear students, definitely you will be coming into a lower bracket, right? And your lower bracket of the fee and the higher bracket of scholarship. If you pass from 5th of June, then this fees will be applicable. Here it is 1,70,000, but as I told you, it's completely dependent upon you. If you take the admission before, again, I'm telling you, before 5th of June, then the scholarship will be completely different. We are offering a very better scholarship. If you want that I should connect you with the counselor right now, you can give your phone number right now in the chat box, and I'll immediately after this webinar, I'll connect you with the counselor so that you can come into the higher bracket. If you do not take the admission before 5th of June, then this scholarship will be applicable. If you come into the LPUNES score more than category 1, then it is 25% of the scholarship. Your fee will be 1,27,500. Or if your marks are class 12, 95 above, or your JEE means is above 95, then you fall into this bracket, right? If you want to go for 28% scholarship, then you need to connect and take your admission as soon as possible. We have another bracket that is offering 20% of the scholarship. In that, the fee will be 1,36,000. How you can avail that? If you have your category 2 in LPUNEST, or your marks are 90 to 94.9 in aggregate marks in class 12, JEE main percentile equal to more than 90 but less than 95. Similarly, we have a third bracket also, right, my dear students? In that, we are offering 15% of the scholarship, and the fee is 1,44,500. If you get into the category LPUNEST category 3, your class 12 mark 80 to 89.9, JEE percentile more than 80 but less than 90. So you can always make a decision, and as soon as we have limited seats in the specialized program. So if you have missed any of the webinar part and you want to check, you can actually check on this from the admissions part. You can go to the LPU EduFair webinar, where you can see what are the upcoming webinars and what you have missed, you can actually go through it. And if there's anyone who want to contact right now, please share your number so that I can definitely arrange a call for you.
So much, ma'am, for your guidance on admissions.
We'll take the question, Samrit ma'am.
Yes, sir. Now, I would request Gurmeet sir to be on screen.
Yes, ma'am.
As I can see, we have few questions from the student.
Sure.
The first question is, what are the key benefits of improving workflow efficiency in software development?
So see, the benefits, if you talk about the benefits, like using DevOps, basically what we are doing is we are reducing all the manual efforts that we have to, perform otherwise. For example, whenever we release a new version of the software, what we have to do, we have to first test with the different use cases, right? So all the different use cases first we have to write. So these days with DevOps and AI integrated DevOps tools, we are able to build all the test cases automatically. And then after that, using the traditional DevOps tools or with the AI integrated DevOps tool as well, we can perform the testing automatically also. That would be the alpha testing and then the beta testing also. All these aspects, the automation testing, for example, let's say mem has just screencasted the LPO website. So whether this menu is working, whether this menu is showing this option or not, whether this is showing that or not, right? So all this stuff can be automatically tested using DevOps. So these are like some of the benefits, that is coming out of directly DevOps. We are saving time. So if you ask about the general aspects, we are saving time. We are able to push more changes in less amount of time. That was simply not possible with the manual efforts of just, doing everything all together. Yeah. Next question.
Yes, sir. Our next question is from Saurabh. How can attendees stay updated with the best practice and new tools for software development, collaboration, and delivery?
Okay, so staying up to date with the tools is actually, something that you have to check manually. So these tools are automatic, but you have to, stay up to date with the market yourself. For example, if I talk about 1 year before, Jenkins was the most widely used, CI/CD tool all over the world. But when GitHub introduced GitHub Actions, it was like just, the tables over the night. They turn the tables over the night because they are providing all the resources to run the scripts by themselves. Because with Jenkins, there was a very big problem of, hosting the resources on your server, right? So this was simply solved by GitHub by offering the actions part. So I would say to stay up to date with the different tools, you need to have a manual eye on the news, on the, stuff coming up to the market. And also what you can do is you can keep following some of the trending pages over the social media, which are keeping the track for you. Okay, so that is how I stay up to date. For example, I am the trainer from ZBA side. My task is to stay up to date with the tools. As Kavisha ma'am also told that every 6 months we are revising our curriculum, right? So that entire thing, I have to also make sure that we are teaching our students the best tools out there, right? So what I do is I just keep track of the different Twitter handles or the different companies which are bringing the new things in the DevOps. So yeah, that is how we can make sure that we are following the latest tools. Yeah, any other questions?
I can see one more question. How can I know if I want to go from back end or front end developer?
To DevOps engineer. So can you repeat the question, ma'am?
How can I know if I want to go for back end or front end developer?
Okay, so basically he's asking, so whether you want to be, how can he choose to be a front end or back end developer? See, guys, these days, there is no concept of back end or front end developer. Most of the developers are full stack developers, we say, right? And it tends from the company to company. For example, in no company in my career I have seen which is going to give you 100% back end work or 100% front end work. Okay. So it is like 75-25, some sort of like that. Okay, so I would not ask you to become a front end or a back end developer. I would ask you to be a full stack engineer. You should know a bit of everything. Okay, and then later it will be depending upon your employer, whoever is going to hire you, whatever you have to become. Okay, so don't fall into this question at the start of your engineering degree itself. I would say, okay, give it some time, try out your hands on some of the back end things as well as on the front end things. I'm a trainer right now, but still I go through the backend things as well as front end things as well, because half knowledge is dangerous. If you want only to be a backend, I would say that is not okay. So you need to have a track, and then only would you be able to perform well. So that is my answer.
So I think Shreyan, you have got your answer from Gurmeet sir. If you still have any questions, you can ask. So experts, your year of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic is such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On the behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to take a better decision regarding your admission. I am obliged and once again thankful to Dr. Anshu Sharma, Mr. Gurmeet, and Dr. Kavisha for strengthening this platform. Sign off for the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.